Time for 15 minutes with Wade, and today is going to be a little bit different because, quite frankly, we've just been swamped and with applications. We got a couple new lenders on board with us, and I've been going through their requirements, and we had a long talk with them yesterday about some interesting things that we think could happen within this industry. They're very attuned to what we're talking about. They loved it. David and I spent quite a bit of time with them, over an hour on a Zoom, just talking about some possibilities of some things that we can do in this space. Today, I'm not going to really go through any kind of training. I kind of want to talk to you about a couple things. Number one, I want to talk to you about this new line of credit that we have. The one that offers monthly payments, and matter of fact, we just got one set up and funded for $75,000 on a monthly. It was an 18-month term. It's an accounting firm, and she is excited about being able to have that line of credit and use it whenever she needs it. But guys, this line of credit still has the same restrictions as we had in the past. We can't fund truckers. It's not going to be able to help the construction industry. All the things that we had with the last one applies to this one. So don't send every single person that you have. Make sure they qualify. Make sure they're not in the restricted or the prohibited section. The credit on this, as I told you before, is, I mean, if you can be above a 680, and you got some pretty good revenue coming in over 25,000, you're probably going to get an offer. But if you're at 625, oh, by the way, and plus you've been in business for at least two or 3 years. But if you've been in business for a year and you got like a 625, it's a toss up whether or not they're going to set this thing up for you. But I'm excited about it because it's the only monthly deal that we've got set up, and it's just a really good program. And by the way, I don't have to pay off any other positions to get this, as long as you got really good credit and you're not over leveraged. And what over leveraged really means is you don't have over 35% of the money that you're taking in being paid out for current positions out there. And I think this thing should be a good way to open doors. But if you open doors in the construction industry and you're doing it in the trucking industry and you're doing it in real estate, you're not going to get funded. So don't talk about them in that respect. Also, I'm really happy to say that the applications are really coming in at a very fast pace, and we're trying everything that we can to get these offers out the same day. Whenever these offers come out the same day, it doesn't mean that we haven't applied and spoken to many of our lender partners. I got chastised in an email by a rep saying there's no possible way that all these lenders could have looked at this particular file because you got us an offer so quick. I've never been scolded about getting offers too quickly, but what they didn't understand was that particular offer came in the transportation industry, and there's a limited number of lender partners in the industry that will even look at transportation. But we're steadily talking to new groups out there that say they want to change things just for us, but time will tell. Now, I want to also talk to you about something that I think you guys are missing greatly, opportunities out there, and that is through these associations that we talked about, especially on the your local chambers. We're getting a lot of deals from agents that participate in the local chamber, but go on a regular basis, on a monthly basis, to those meetings that they have. And if you're not participating and you're not active inside your chamber, don't expect anybody to really give you any types of leads, because they just look at you as someone that's going to come there to poach a few clients, but you need to get really active in it. We got some really good agents that know how to do that. The same works with any association that you have out there, but there are lots of groups out there that we're missing. If I was a broker on the street today, and I really didn't want to knock on doors, I would probably go through every CPA and accounting firm I could find and bring them on either as a rep or let them use them as a lead source. Because these accountants, as you guys know, they control an awful lot of businesses, and it would be very advantageous for you to try it a few a week for a month at least, and you can do it through phone calls and, hey, the same script you use when you're out in the field and you want to meet, greet, and inform. So I really believe that you'll get some real good success that way. We got a couple of brokers that are having success doing that. I'm starting that this coming week. I've got all my emails and my phone numbers and all set up for the week that I'm going to call next week, and I'm really going to focus on some of the smaller counties and towns that don't have large populations. And I tell you why, because most reps don't leave that metropolitan area. It's easier to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, and work that metropolitan area in a lot of brokers' minds than it is to go up to the western part of North Carolina in the mountains that nobody ever goes there. And you don't have to go there and knock on doors, but that might be the place that you want to canvas, whether by emails or calls. And if you are calling, you do not call cell phones, and do not use David Allen Capital or Bank Breezy's names for the call, because we don't want you to violate any telemarketing rules that are out there. I was reading this morning about some of the new rules and regulations. More and more states are doing these financial disclosure laws, and they're actually greatly enhancing them. So if you are an independent broker that's submitting business to us and others, we'd almost rather you not submit anything to us from any of these states that you're also submitting to other companies, because when you do get offers, there are so many restrictions on what you can say and how do you say it and how you present that offer and what you talk about when an offer is presented. So if you're not solely with David Allen Capital, I think it'd be best that you don't submit those applications to us, because I'm not going to send you the offer. I'm not going to allow you to go and talk when I know how these states operate, and they're just trying to protect the client. And some of the reps that are out there in this space, not DAC, but in the space, in our space, they're saying things that's going to get them in trouble. I'm kind of excited about the fact that when you recruit new brokers, you're able to say, hey, listen, this whole program with DAC, I mean, it's very compliant. We take care of everything. You just got to find a client and submit it, and our system does everything. And it is a very robust system that does do everything. I mean, we really pride ourselves on this, and we're getting a lot of accolades from companies. I'm getting probably 2 or 3 new funding companies a week that are contacting us and saying, listen, we want to get on board. We know what you're doing. We like the way that your whole system is set up, and we want you to become partners with us. And if you're being contacted on Facebook or Craigslist or whatever from all these lenders out there, you're probably being contacted by larger brokers that want you as agents. And just be careful. Be careful that you don't put yourself in a position that you're going to get all your stuff stolen. Stick with DAC. There are so many things that David has put on your platform. That I'm not talking about the Bank Breezy platform, but on with your whole system that you're going to be able to make so really, really solid residual income. So just keep all that in mind. And if anybody has any particular questions today that you would like to talk about, ask me in reference to anything dealing with funding, nothing to do with any of the other products and services. You know, now's the time to ask me. Again, this is a week that didn't really put a specific program together to talk to you guys, but I can tell you that we got some wonderful things that we're going to be rolling out here real soon, just like we did with that line of credit. Just don't abuse the line of credit by sending a bunch of applications in, like one agent's doing. He's asking for lines of credit. Understand if their credit scores are below what they're supposed to be, or if you're submitting businesses that just don't qualify because of the industry they're in, you're just wasting a lot of time with us and wasting the time of the client. So that's it for now. And if you got Morgan, if you got some people that have their hands up, I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Yeah, great. So we have Jesse. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Wade, good morning.
Good morning.
My question is, I know you talked earlier about construction and transportation. Do you have a list of preferred industries that I should be targeting, or that we have the most success with in terms of getting funding?
I'm almost positive that preferred list is in the David Allen Capital Agent Resource Center, and I'll get Tyler to check, but I'm almost positive it is. But just to give you, I did a training whenever I talked about the line of credit, and I listed, probably 100 different types of business. Well, maybe not 100, but we listed a lot of types of businesses on there that you want to go after. So I know that is in some place, on video in your Agent Resource Center of trainings that I did. So if you'll go back and look at that, they're all listed right there.
Really quick, just to chime in, it is on the quick reference sheet. I should be on page 5 or 6.
Okay. Thank you, man.
The funding quick reference sheet?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Jesse. We've got Christopher Sanchez. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Wade, as always, it's a pleasure to hear what you have to say. David had mentioned possibly in the future that you might also be applying your system with banks to provide the clients with the best offer possible from a bank. Any update?
we actually can do that right now, but you have to go out and find that community bank or what have you, and then we'll set them up with a link, and you'll get credit for all the applications that go through. And we would want to talk to that bank first, because in a lot of situations they don't want commissions, they just want to refer them, and you get the commission versus you getting a piece of the commission by referring them. So you can either make them an agent. If they want to be an agent, then hey, you will be the agent, and it'll be that link will be tied right there where they can just hand the link over to the person. I think that's a great idea. I got a call, Chris, this week from an agent who's brand new, and he spent, I don't know, the last several weeks knocking on doors of community banks. I think you're wasting your time on the larger banks, the regional and national banks. I don't think that's going to ever happen. They're too conscious of what can go wrong versus the opportunity before them. But community banks and small credit unions are all looking for opportunities to bring something in besides just the depository income that they get. So man, that's a really good idea. If you can, you can get your I don't want to say spiel, but if you get your language down where you can really not let them know that you're not trying to compete with them, you're trying to help them help their clients. Because I promise you, the banks feel very bad when they can't give folks money, and that's what they're in business to do, but their hands are tied. Okay, who do we have next?
We have got, I'm sorry, I have a little cough here. We've got Harlequin next. You can go ahead and unmute yourself, Harlequin. Where'd you go? There you are.
Hey, Wade.
Hello, hello.
A quick question on equipment financing. I just want to confirm that typically we can get them 1 to 2 times their monthly revenue on equipment financing. Is that correct?
Yes, sometimes it can be a lot more than that, but equipment financing does really look at credit. And when you have, I know we had a person, you and I, that really was young, didn't have really a lot of credit behind them. So when you are brand new and you're opening a new business, they're gonna look at your personal. What they look at on a brand new business is, were you already conducting business in the past, but it was just going through your personal account, or do you have experience in this industry as a salesperson or something of that nature, and they're going to then look at your credit and allow you to put your personal bank accounts up there as well, or you may not have any income, but you got really good credit, you got experience in the industry. That's kind of what they're looking at. So really, I'm kind of working on right now with a new lender program, because this one to me isn't working. We need more availability of funding within the industry for the equipment, and plus, it looks like most of the things that we're getting from you, the agents, or not you personally, but all the brokers, are for automobiles and trucks and dump trucks and all. And this particular one doesn't want to do any of that type of financing that has anything to do with a registration of a vehicle of any sorts.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. No, I actually have a couple of new clients that I'm going to be submitting. One is for one of my frontline people. And that's where that may come into play. But the other question I have is, I have somebody who is ordering a bunch of dumpsters. That's his industry. Would that qualify for equipment financing?
Dumpsters would.
Okay. I will be speaking with him today, and he's got a $40,000 order for dumpsters.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, guys, nobody else has any questions, so I really appreciate you being on here. I encourage you to go back when you have a question about anything like the lines of credit or anything we talked about. I know they are in the back office, and they'll give you a little 5-minute, 10 or 15-minute overview of industries that we're talking about. Thanks again for your time today. We'll see you next week, and I'm gonna have a very special training next Wednesday. Thank you.